Hi guys, just a few minutes to say that the new album's out. It's been 30 years, people pestering me to make one, so I thought I'd finally get around to it. It's called Laughter, Madness, Angst or Tiredness. We're tired. LMAo Tired. It's got some nice pictures inside of people that are on the album, and more on the back because there's quite a few on there. Yeah, there's 10 tracks in all, but there's also a bonus track videos on this one, and there's also a hidden track on the first few. I'll also put in some handwritten tab if I get any requests for it, for any of the pieces. I thought I'd put just a couple of little ideas of what I play. I'll give a few tips at the end just so that you can have a go at some of these, and you can also apply it to a lot of other different guitar things. You don't have to just apply it to the album here. It's quite useful stuff. Just thought you might like to know it. I've got a few things to say. Emma Lovering, I'd like to thank her very much because she really has done a great job with this album. I wanted something that wasn't flat like a lot of today's stuff in the on the radio. You get a lot of lot of compression. Everything's cut, pasted, looped. Everything's been done with the eyes, so the music has been watched in waveform and cut together rather than with the ears. What I wanted was some dynamics on the album. It's not a perfect album. There's little mistakes and little things which could have gone a bit better. But I'm very, very pleased with the results. Really, I just want to get your hopes up too much. Right. So that's Emma, and Emma can be contacted if you wanted to use her for any production. She was very kind. That's going to come out backwards, isn't it? But it's a Bellashire Productions, and you can get a hold of her at bellashiresstudio.com. Okay, www.bellashy Bellashire studios.com. Right. And she's based in Plymouth, Devon. She was really helpful. She didn't battle against me when I explained how I wanted the album to be. There's a mixture of all sorts on the album. It's not just rock guitar or pop guitar, but today I'm just going to go through 2 or 3 of the acoustic tracks. I might waffle on a little bit. If you get bored, turn it off, don't me. But I'm quite excited because it's taken me so many years to do this. I would also like to thank DMS Plymouth. They did the printing of the artwork, and they did this in about 2 weeks, and it was really good. I'm so pleased with what they've done. They've done one tiny little mistake on it, but I'm willing. They've just put 1 L on the name instead of 2 on the side. Don't know if you can see that. Probably can't even see it. But it could be cryptic because if you have a look on the other side, there's another L there that it starts off with, as one of my buddies pointed out. But it's actually 2 L's. Look, I think that's probably going to come out backwards, but whatever. But they were so fast, they were professional. They've given me a lovely inner sleeve. It's got a matte finish, and it was very, very reasonably priced. So I really highly recommend them. They're called DMS Plymouth. No hassle at all. The customer communication was spot on. They were on the faster than I'm used to people, getting on to what I want to do. Right. Also like to thank the guys who I dealt with personally were Sam, Vince, and Ben. and they were all really good. They all emailed me, and they were all looped into the emails as well. So if there's anything that I wanted changing, bang, there it was. I only had 1 or 2 changes I wanted. I asked for it. A second later, literally a few minutes, and it was like, yeah, that's done, and moved on. That to me is worth its weight in gold nowadays. Read some horror stories of some people who have they've had worse experiences and waited up to 9 months to a year for printing of an album. You can read these things if you go on to reviews of certain places, but these were magnificent, and they do vinyl as well. I'd like to thank Kieran for the wonderful artwork he did there. It's really good. It's off my cat Django. My cat Django is actually on the floor beside me at the moment. I don't know whether I can wreck everything. Where are you, boy? Pull this out a minute. I'll probably drop it on, so I'll have to start again. There he is. Hello, boy. Yeah, and there's Corbin as well. So we got them both there. But that's Django, and he was right, and he was making a right back in the day, but we took a picture of him, and it was so cool. There he was, just yawning up to that, and so we Kieran did a picture of that, and Kieran works down Waffle. So if you're ever in town in the market and you fancy one of those lovely chocolate waffles with, I've told him to get coconut and coffee ice cream in, and I'll be down there like a shot. But he also does vegan stuff as well, which if you're worried about calories, Greek yogurt and coconut and all that can be a lot better than some dairy stuff sometimes. So if you eat a bit too much dairy sometimes, I'm not a vegan myself, but I kind of quite fancy some of that stuff that they do. It looks absolutely gorgeous. They also do hot chocolates and things like that. I don't usually do stuff like this very often, as you probably know, so it's all a bit haphazard and everything's probably going to collapse on me in a minute. This is my teaching room that I normally teach in. That's my Yamaha amp, which is actually on a couple of the album tracks as well, because it's just a superb medium for sitting down and enjoying the sound of it. Yeah, it's got a nice sound to it, and it's got a very, very good valvey sound as well. THR10 it's called. It's as light as a feather to pick up. You can literally pick it up with one hand. It takes batteries. It's got superb reverbs on it. For yeah. Can't even see that, can I? Right, anyway, I'll give a few guitar tips in a minute if you're interested. So you're probably bored as anything now. You want to sit down with a nice glass of like wine or whiskey or something, or tea, or float your boat. So that's Kieran. It'll be out. Oh, the album will be out from tomorrow, so Tuesday, or today if I decide to put it on then, and that'll be Tuesday at about tea time, I think, or something like that. By the time I get round to getting it on there, it will be available from. If you type in guitar repairs Plymouth, or guitar tuition and repairs, I don't know, one of those, Plymouth, then I should come up Randall Guitar Tuition and Repairs, Randall Guitar Repairs, can't remember. And it's on Yell, that's YELL, yell.com, or you can also, I don't know which one it's going to be on, whether it's my online store, so I don't know whether it's on the Yell page or on the Spinks page, but my other one is www.spinksguitartech.co.uk. Spinks, SPHYNX, Guitar Tech, TECH. Alright, so it's www.spinksguitartech.co.uk. Yeah, it's got the hidden track is called Fly Me Moon. It's only on the first few albums, and then I'm not going to put it on anymore because I'm actually paying for the license on it. It's obviously a shortened version of the very so I've shortened the name as well. But it is a cool little bit from that, or just something that you can do. Don't eat it, boy. If you take a D, and there's an A-7, alright? It's just 3 fingers, second finger on the 5, third finger on the 5, fourth finger on the 5, that's on the the E, on the A note, on the E, D and G strings. Those 3 notes make an A-7. It's a bit like that. You'll probably play it like that. So most guitarists, they'll bar this and then just have all that. That used to be my favourite chord years ago. But now, I like that. Then you can hop across, play the same kind of 3, and that's a D7 or a D9 if you want it better. D7 flat 9 if you want. Right, but so if you've got those 2, and then you can come down 2 frets and do the same. G-7 and C9 or C7 if you want, whatever. Alright, so you've got this. Just let me get rid of some of that reverb because it sounds like I'm in a swimming pool, but it really is nice to play with at night. Okay, so that's your 2 and 3 in a way. You've got 2 5s going on there, and there's your 1. Now that's a cool chord. Thumb over the top, second finger on these 2. Alright, so it's an F, and then you've got this note, which is a A, F, G, A. So there's your happy 3rd, and then you've got your 6th. So it's an F, F6, right? An F major 6. Really, we just say F6. Alright, and if you drop that finger back, like I do at the end of it, you get F minor 6, right? Okay, that's a real gypsy chord, gypsy jazz stuff that I'm into. Right, anyway, so if you want to do some walking bass line, now this is quite cool. I did, as a rock player, it took me years to really kind of work out what's going on. So there's an A-7, and what you can do is you can hit a note before a chord. So alright, so I'll do that again. A-7, then you hit this note just before the D, so the E flat, if you like. Or it's just a passing note, that's all. I think someone called it bumping. Alright, you bump into it. Then you play the note before the G. G-7, and then play the note before it, and then that chord. So you get this A-7, bump, bump. Alright? Okay, so that's in the hidden track. Any note at either side of those chords. So there's an A minor, you could try this. And then you could go. Right? So either side of either chord. Alright, it's really cool. If you're a rock player, this is where it's at. Because this is how it turns into jazz. Because when you come to this 9 chord or this 7, that's the 5 chord of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright? So, and this is the 5 chord of the F. Alright? Now what you can do as well is you can add in you can tap double tap, so you can go, yeah, yeah. So that's just a cool little thing that you can do. Just try it. I've never had so much fun as a rock player going and playing jazz. Yeah, you sound all professional. You can do that chord, you can do just about any chord on the guitar. The stinker, and I've got a full-size classical here as well. As you'll have a narrower neck, so it's actually easier down by the nut. That's a 51, I think. 52. Some people play with a 54, I know, but you know, got to hand it to them. Anyway, what else was I going to say? I've got a list here, just of little things. Yeah, so that's the shortened version of a very popular song. Then we've got, oh yeah, the next one was Villiers. I know that's pronounced VA, which is, so if I remember rightly. It's called that now anyway. And it's about a group of people getting together after like a shipwreck, and they all stumble up the coast, and then they find this cave and they light a little fire, and then they all sit around, and gradually different people enter in. So it starts off with just, which is just an E minor, and just playing a DP with these. Just that, and I'll let that G go in it. Bring your first finger across, little finger, come up, that's a sneaky bit. Move that second finger up. Again, last of all, yeah, and that sounds, I'll probably play it better here than I do on the album, but they're just bonus tracks. I wasn't even going to put them on, but I thought, well, we're not really. Yeah, I think it's a little bit faster. You get the idea, alright? Now, the little bit that I thought was cool in that for guitarists to learn is just this. Not that, but this. Yeah. You hammer on your 12. And the same down here, which is hammer. So this is just going. Yeah, so what throws the accent off is you do the hammer first. So I'll do that in time. Yeah, throws it off onto a weird timing. And that's just an E minor. Alright? Okay, so there's just a couple of little ideas. It's this. Thumb and finger all the time on a nylon string. It's a great little thing to have in your arsenal. And if you want some handwritten tab with the album, then you get one piece of tab per album, but message me if you want to do that, because otherwise I don't know what to put in. The last one I'm going to cover today is just Arnie, A-R-N-I, which of course is an anagram of Ian R. Yes. So basically that's all R-N-I is. But if I do another album, then I'll be back. So Arnie could have a second meaning. And the third one, of course, is there's a fabulous guitarist on the internet called Robin Nolan, and he really is absolutely brilliant. Gypsy jazz, so if you don't like gypsy jazz, you probably won't like it. But he's one of the most melodic guitarists, and I've been following him for 10 more than that, maybe 15 years, I don't know. My granddad played me gypsy jazz when I was a kid, and when I was about 6 actually, and I thought it was really scary music, and then I tried listening to it when I was a punk rocker, couldn't understand it at all. Thought it was always inaccessible music. Grew up the rock way, so I got into, punk, and then, Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden, and then I got into Toto, my favourite band, still my favourite band. Then Chet Atkins, then Gypsy Jazz finally, but the little crossover was when I saw one of his little books up in a record store somewhere, or a music fair, and it made this music accessible, and he's done some beautiful stuff. So it's a Robin Nolan inspiration, or inspired, yeah, A-R-N-I. So that's just where the and one of the things that I think he pinched it from Borelli Le Gren, or I don't know, one of these great gypsy jazz players. He's not the most, to me, he's not the most technical, but he's one of the most melodic and rhythmic and groovy, and that it's always what they say, the great classical composers, it's not how many notes you fit in, it's how many you leave out. So I've tried to do that on my album by playing as few full-on solos as possible, but I've got all different types on there. There is one which I'll talk about on another show, and you probably never tune in again, probably not even on, there's probably no one I'm talking to now, but just this little chord instead of a E7, they just use it instead of an E7. So that's open 7, 6, 5, 3, 3. Alright, open thick 1, 7, which is an E again. Then you've got your G sharp, so that's your bass note, your major third, Then you've got your C note, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. So that's your 6, yeah. And then you've got these two. It's got that. It's a real mixture of chords. I didn't know what it was. But anyway, that's a lovely chord, and you can play that with an A minor. And that I'll put it in with an A minor 9. There's your A. So your 9 is right after your 8, and your A is your 1. So it's also your octave, which is your 8. So there's your 9. Yeah, so that's a really nice one then. And I use it with an A minor triad here. And go flat. And that's like an E chord with an A in the bass. And I come up 12, 10, 12 on these two. Yeah. It's kind of like a 7th with an A in the bass, and then back to that again. So, yeah, very, very classical. And then you come on to your that weird chord, the E. Yeah, real cool tension that is. ideas to work on. The first finger, barring how a rock player would bar the E chord. Yeah, we just want those three, and then have that open A against it. And then come up. Yeah, not there. Yeah. And back again. So yeah, Yamaha THR10, fabulous amp. I use a Godin on there as well, which I really like. This one was signed by Gareth Pearson, who came and did a little gig for us. He was amazing, probably the best guitarist I've ever seen actually. And I've seen all the other guys, the big boys, but Gareth had something they didn't. He had emotion and passion in there, not just show offy stuff. And that's very, very rare. So you got to sign me guitar. Also had Chris Godin sign it, but you can't see it. You might be able to, but I doubt it. It's on the actual black back scratch plate there. Patrick Godin signed it as well, the maker. So yeah. Anyway, if you liked this, then I'll be on with a couple more tips tomorrow. I'm only promoting the album, really. I'm not going to do this all the time. I'll do it full time for a living. I train up guitar techs as well to be able to set up and service guitars and repair them and customize them. Then I teach most of the time. So, and I try and play when I'm not. So I'm usually too busy to do stuff like this. Did think about doing a Vimeo channel, but I'm not clever enough. So if you liked any of that, anyway, leave a positive comment. If you got bored, then you're probably not here now anyway, and just walk on. The guitar album is really great, in my opinion. I really like it. Don't expect too much, but they're great songs that stick in your head. Comes with a warning inside, and the warning is in red there. And basically it says, if you're the kind of guy or girl or whatever you are, and you don't, if you like perfection in music, don't waste your money. It's not for you. It's for people that want something a little bit brave and new, and with dynamics. And like I say, I'm trying to be at the front of that jazz cafe, sitting down, enjoying a glass of whiskey or wine in a dimly lit Ronnie's, somewhere like that, a really nice place, but near the monitors. So whatever musician is nearest you, that's what you were getting. So when you close your eyes and listen to this album, or you put it in the car, it's up front and personal. It's up close. It's not this compressed, perfected. There's no cut and loops. There's none of that. There is one on one track. There's one place where Georgia, one of the singers, she did everything, and then we couldn't find the file that she did, and we altered one pitch, and it wasn't hard to sing pitch. It just saved getting her back. That's the only thing. There's no click tracks on the album. It's all groove. Yes, it slows down and speeds up. So does life, and so does music. Anyway, I hope that's been well. That's got through that anyway, isn't it? So I'm going to go and have my tea now, and I hope you learned something from that. Cheers till next time. Thanks, Matt.